Last night we talked to Emma Shortis from the Australia Institute about what we were in for. She's back again. Emma, in your opinion, who won, who lost?
Look, I think Kamala Harris won the debate. She performed really strongly. She did what she needed to do to introduce herself, or reintroduce herself, I suppose, to the American people. Trump was clearly rattled by her. He got angry. He got a little bit flustered towards the end. But having said that, winning the debate is not the same as winning an election campaign. And it may not matter in the end that Harris did, in fact, win this debate.
The former president was, as you mentioned, calm to start out, but it kind of seemed like Kamala Harris managed to press a few of his buttons.
I think she did. It took her a little while, but it was the comment about the sizes of the crowd at his rally and her suggestion that some of them are leaving because they are bored because the rallies go on for so long, and Trump seemingly couldn't resist taking that bait and got increasingly angry from that point on and began interrupting and getting louder, in his language. So he was, I think, quite clearly rattled by Kamala Harris, and that tracks with what we've seen from the Trump campaign for really the last few weeks.
We saw the moderators fact-check both of the candidates a couple of times and getting them back on track. That's quite different to what we've seen in previous presidential debates.
It is. Certainly the last presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, the CNN anchors were criticised for not fact-checking Donald Trump in real time. And I think this debate was handled much better in that sense, in that there was a little bit of fact-checking. But I think Harris also handled herself well in that sense, in that she didn't get sucked into fact-checking Donald Trump with lots of information and technical detail. What she did is pivot to her own issues and her own policies that she wanted to talk about. And again, that rattled Donald Trump because he's used to sort of setting the terms for any debate or any political conversation.
Kamala Harris, she wants to do it all over again. The Trump camp hasn't quite committed to a round two. Do you think we'll see them match up again in a presidential debate?
Look, it's very hard to predict, and I think it will depend on how Donald Trump thinks he went in this debate. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another one, though, because I think, we know Donald Trump has a lot of trouble resisting the pull of television. He loves television. He's very good at it. It's the way he made his way into the White House in the first place. So certainly I think that it's possible that we'll see another debate.
Understand how we got here.
And finally, post-debate, we saw Taylor Swift endorse Kamala Harris. She usually stays out of politics. How do you see that playing out? Do you think it will energise young voters?
Look, I think it will. Taylor Swift is an extraordinary cultural phenomenon in the United States. She's got over 100 million followers on Instagram and has called on those followers to register to vote. And so the effect that can have is really significant. To get young women in particular mobilised to vote in the United States could make a huge difference in those swing states like Pennsylvania, which Taylor Swift herself sings about in one of her songs. So I think that will be a huge boost of confidence to the Harris campaign.
Emma Shortis, we appreciate your analysis. Thanks for joining us on The Latest.
Thanks for having me.